Hello, friends in the comic book and manga world. My name is G, and I'll be sharing some of my picks for the May 23rd, 2022 FOC. I work for Penguin Random House and manage sales into the direct comic book market around the world. The titles I'll talk about are from those imprints and publishers that we can sell into those markets. We are also on Facebook and Instagram, so please check us out at PRH International Comics, where we post some interesting news and content. So first up for my pick, we have a Blue Lock. And this is interesting because there's an announcement earlier this week when this trailer dropped. And I was drawn in mostly because I learned that the screenwriter for that is overseeing Blue Lock also did work on Haikyuu, Erased, and Fruits Basket, the remake. And so this has been drawing a lot of attention because of the work that has been done with the prior, at least with the director who also directed Haikyuu as well. So there's a lot of hype around this. So what is this essentially about? It's about a Japanese team that is struggling. They were defeated at the World Cup and they're trying to find a way to regroup, where they introduce Blue Lock, which is like a prison-like rigorous training program where they bring in about like 300 or so of Japanese best and brightest players. They get thrown in together, and it's a battle royale type of game where whoever is left standing uh, is the person that they're looking for, because they're looking for an ace striker to be added to this the soccer team or football team, depending on where you are. So I'm so hyped for this. This seems very fun and interesting to me. So I think this will get pretty big. Just looking at some of the comments and the reactions that I have seen so far, this is incredibly exciting. I I jumped into the news about the anime so quickly that I forgot to mention that this volume 1 will come out on June 21st in trade paperback, and this is from Kodansha. Next up, we have Doughnuts Under a Crescent Moon. This is volume 3. This is another one of my picks for this week. This goes on sale June 28th. Just looking at the cover alone, I was drawn in because I was like, this has got to be a heartwarming, wholesome read. And that's putting it simply. It's more than that. You see the main character, the one who has long hair on the front cover here. Her name is Uno Hinako, and Hinako is you're seeing through her perspective. Basically, Hinako is struggling with self-love in the sense where she tries to put on this image of a normal person, a normal woman, and she uses makeup and fashion, gets her hair done to use femininity as a shield to make her seem like she's okay, that she's normal, to the people around her, to her coworkers. But deep inside, you'll see the introspectiveness as you look through her perspective, if you're as you're reading through the manga, of where she's definitely struggling with her insecurities. And she's mostly afraid of ending up alone. And there's a moment in the manga where it hits her and she is breaking down, crying on the streets. And she encounters another one of her coworkers, a woman who's very level-headed, the one with short hair that you'll see on the cover here, and who seems cold on the outside but is very warm on the inside. And when she encounters her, she gives her a donut. There's a moon out in the distance, like obviously the title implies, under the crescent moon. And it's just this calming atmosphere of this woman giving her a donut and saying, I usually have donuts when I make mistakes or when I have a rough day. Here it is. And I'm like, oh, this is so sweet. And it goes from there. They build this friendship at first, this mutual respect for each other and how they do their work at this company together. And it's very much a slow burn romance as you go through and read through the story. So I highly recommend picking this up as well. All right, next up. So I was debating. It's one of those things where I don't know how to begin with this. Let's just say this is Killing Stalking. This is the deluxe edition, volume 1. This is the first time that it's ever being released in English in a physical format. And this goes on sale on July 5th, coming out of Seven Seas. It it's one of those things where this is very much uh, a manga that blew up on TikTok, right? And mostly because of the content, because it's a lot, and it's one of those things where I ended up liking it, and I haven't finished reading it. I'll have to get the deluxe edition once it comes out. But my gosh, it's I have no words for this. It's definitely mature. Uh, it's been a long time since I've read something that's put me so on edge as I'm reading through it, because it's oh gosh. I think you see I'm struggling with words here. So just to give you a sense about what this is about, if you're not familiar, this is an incredibly wildly popular BL, boys love horror, and it's from manhwa webtoon, and it's about this character Yunbum, who is very skinny and scrawny and has this obsessive crush on this handsome guy that he sees in college. And when he gets enlisted, or when he goes into the military, there's the mandatory military service in South Korea. When he goes into the military, he encounters him again when he's, because of his size and how tiny he is being harassed. And during that sort of very uncomfortable scene where he's being held down, his crush comes in on the scene and saves him. And so that stuck with this main character. And he's, as the manga title implies, he gets a little stalkerishly, I mean, a lot stalkerishly. That's not a word, but he becomes very much a stalker, and he tries to figure out the code of the door lock uh, of his crush's house, and eventually figures it out and stumbles upon a very weird kidnapping that is going on with this like naked woman tied up and clearly being abused. It's as I'm describing this, I am sorry. I know it's a lot, and it's I'm laughing, but it's because I'm going back to my memory of reading this, and the shock value of it is so like in your face, and it's so apparent. But it's like oddly intriguing in a sense where you have like these two very messed up characters, right? The one that's crushing on the other one, and the other one being this like serial killer. And the serial killer sort of breaks his leg. I don't I don't want to go into too much detail because again I am struggling here today about like trying to describe this. But basically, there's this weird, I don't even want to say the romance. It's like this infatuation between each other. They play games with each other, and they're so obsessive of one another, and it's just this weird dynamic between the two. And you don't want to read it, but you do, because you just need to know what happens next. And that's the kind of story that you're reading here. I could see why it has built a niche fan base around this, because of like the addictive quality in reading this. And my gosh, finally, it's coming out in a physical edition in English, so you could read it yourself. This is full colored, and this deluxe edition will also include like a fold out insert in every volume that's expected to come out. So if you're looking for, many people describe this as a romance, but I would say first and foremost, it's definitely a horror, and it's twisted, and it's very dark and disturbing. It's very disturbing. And again, it's been a while since I've read something like this. So highly recommend it, I guess. But I think it's a very interesting read, and I think it's worth the read. So definitely pick it up if you can for this FOC. All right, so next up is my picks for Marvel covers. And as you'll see, it's I chose these two, The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 6. And these cover, I mean, very similar vibe as you'll see here. And the first variant you'll see is by Tedesco. And then you have the wolf variant over on the side there as well. I just love both of these covers. It's both very beautiful. And this is an issue that you definitely want to pick up because this marks the 900th issue for Amazing Spider-Man. And this is written by Zeb Wells, illustrated by Ed McGuinness and David Lopez. And this 900th issue will be coming out in the month of Spider-Man's 60th anniversary. So this goes on sale July 27th. So definitely recommend picking this up. I love the detail, especially I've been very much a growing fan of Maria Wolf because of the amount of detail that Wolf uses in their art. And because of that, my other pick for this week is New Mutants issue number 26, art also by Maria Wolf. You could really tell based on her on their style, the type of artwork that they put out. So this is incredibly gorgeous. You have Mirage on the front cover here, absolutely beautiful. So this is another one of my picks for this week. And like I do every week, we'll conclude today with a bit of news. And this is very exciting for me. This is the Umbrella Academy Season 3. The trailer dropped very recently, and the release date for the 3rd season is coming up very soon on June 22nd on Netflix. Definitely need to rewatch the prior seasons before this comes out. I'll definitely be doing that. And if you haven't read the comics, we do have them in collected edition. So definitely I recommend picking those up to read. And yeah, my favorite part, of course, at the end of the trailer, I'm spoiling it here, as does Klaus say spoilers at the end. We'll see Pogo return. Pogo as a tattoo artist. I'm all about it. I love it. I definitely want to see, I mean, Ben. We're going to see more of Ben here. I am excited for that. And I could go on and on about this, but this is just a reminder that the Umbrella Academy season is coming up and you should watch it. So, all right, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Please note that the opinions that I make in this video is very much my own opinions, and it doesn't reflect the opinions of Penguin Random House, its imprints, its publishers, or client publishers that we represent. If you like this content and, if you're having fun watching this, definitely check back in next week. We do this every week. And also, I don't remember if I mentioned this earlier, but definitely check us out on Instagram, here on YouTube, as well as Facebook. So that's it for today, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.